Schaum Green Book, Lesson 8, page 38, Pretty Polly. Now this is a tricky one. This will really test your counting skills, but if you put a bit of an accent at the beginning of each bar, that should help, and you just got to pay close attention to the notes. You do have to keep changing hand position, and the new hand position involves moving your thumb below middle C, so the blob, if you like, that represents the note is in the space below middle C. That's a B. So here goes. In fact, I put quite a big accent on the very first note of the piece, which probably didn't help, but you could see me trying to accent the first note of each bar. Even then it's difficult with this one. It would probably sound better if it was played quickly. A difficult thing to do if you're a beginner, but I'll try it now anyway. So try it really quickly. Yeah, so that kind of worked. Notice the phrases here. So the notes are all joined within the phrase, then there's the complete rest, both hands are off, and then the tune comes back again. I didn't bother trying to count the ands, 3 and 1 and 2, and you might want to do that if you're starting really slowly, but I think at this stage it's easier just to think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and so on. So hope you've gotten okay with that one. Next one is Monkey Business. This one should be a bit less torturous and hopefully more enjoyable. As it points out in the book, there's only 2 different combinations of notes that the right hand has to do, and it's another of these pieces where second line is identical to the first line. The right hand is in a hand position with your thumb on the first of the main line notes, in other words an E, that's in the right hand. In the left hand it's the simple hand position with thumb on middle C. Just one thing I'd add is I think it's good practice to try and get the left hand joined up throughout in this piece, rather than, and you'll find that with the right hand having the gaps going on and off, you might find it a bit tricky to keep the left hand joined up, but try to do it. See if you can do it. So I'm going to play it all the way through now, and fairly fast. Something else you might have noticed about the way I played that piece, I played the left hand louder than the right hand, or at least I tried to, because the left hand has the tune and the right hand is more of an accompaniment, so it just seemed to sound better if you bring out the tune, play it louder. Okay, next one, Eskimo Boy. So key signature, no sharps or flats in the key signature, but we do have lots of sharps added throughout the piece, and remember that they will carry for the rest of the bar that they're in. We've got little phrases, and the left hand is sort of changing hand position as it goes. The way I would describe it in line 2, so you've got a C and a B and then A, but then it's what I would call a squeeze, because your second and first fingers in your left hand are squeezing up. So we're achieving a change of hand position by squeezing the hand or squeezing the fingers. And by the way, the opposite to that would be a stretch of the fingers to change hand position. Okay, so Eskimo Boy. Counting's tricky here. Again, I just think of it as the numbers or just the beats. So it's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. But it's so difficult to count while you're doing all that. I just think of it as a beat. Da, 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 da. Of course, you could use a metronome. If you've got a metronome, you could that might help. You've got to get the right sort of tempo, the right sort of time on the metronome, so that it helps you rather than being a hindrance. Because it's quite frustrating when you can't keep up with the metronome and it just makes it all too hard. But if you don't have a metronome, just a steady beat in your head should hopefully do the trick. There's phrases in that piece, like I said, I didn't really do much with the phrases when I played it then, I just joined everything up. But I suppose you could exaggerate them by leaving little gaps between them. So we've got phrase 1, and so on and so forth. Just to do all you could with that piece, you might emphasise the phrases like that. Right, I'll stop there. That was 3 pieces. There's 3 more to go, 1 more lesson.